It's officially mock draft season, so let's get into our very first mock draft. Starting with the Tennessee Titans pick, feel like this one should be a no-brainer. We're going with Cam Ward. Y'all need a quarterback. You need your franchise guy. It's Cam Ward. Browns at 2. I heard there was a lot of talk about the Browns taking a quarterback with the second overall pick, so we're going to be selecting Shedeur Sanders going to Cleveland. The Giants at 3 with both quarterbacks off the board. They're going to take the best player available, franchise guy. It's going to be Travis Hunter from Colorado. They're getting the two-way player. Patriots need some offensive weapons, and they also need some players to protect Drake May, but I don't think they go either of those routes. Instead, they're going to go with the best player available here, which is Abdul Carter from Penn State. Jaguars had one of the worst secondaries in the league last year, which is why they'll be selecting Will Johnson from Michigan. The Raiders at 6, all the top quarterbacks off the board, so they're going to be drafting Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. The Jets just hired a defensive head coach, and since there's no top quarterbacks on the board, I believe they're going to take the best defensive player available, which is going to be Mason Graham from Michigan. The Panthers need help over on the defensive side of the ball, so I think they're going to go defense here, which is why they're going to take Malachi Starks, the first safety off the board from Georgia. I feel like the Saints are going to lose Ryan Ramczyk as he's going to retire this offseason, so they're going to have to replace him with Will Campbell, tackle from LSU. I feel like the only pick that makes sense here for the Bears are offensive line. So they're going to take Armin Membu, tackle from Missouri. 49ers are going to be losing Dre Greenlaw to free agency, so they're going to need some more linebacker help, which is why they're going to take Jalen Walker from Georgia. The Cowboys are going to want to add someone opposite of CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver, so they're going to take the best player on the board and take Tatario McMillan from Arizona. The Dolphins desperately need some offensive line help, so the only pick that makes sense here for us is Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas. The Colts desperately need a tight end, so the perfect pick here for them is going to be Tyler Warren from Penn State. The Falcons need some help over on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to get some edge help, which is why they're selecting Mikael Williams from Georgia. The Bengals just need defense all around, so I believe they'll take the top corner that's still on the board, Jahdae Barron from Texas. I don't think the Seahawks are sold on Geno Smith, which is why we have our first surprise of the draft, and they're going to be selecting Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. The Buccaneers need to grab themselves some edge rushers in this year's draft, so they're going to take James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. The Broncos need to get Bo Nix some more weapons, so they're going to grab Bo Nix another weapon in the draft by taking Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. I feel like the Steelers are going to stick with Justin Fields this offseason, so they're going to get them another weapon opposite of George Pickens, which is going to be Luther Burden III from Missouri. Chargers may lose both Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa this offseason, so they need to add some edge help, which is going to be Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M. The Packers are bound to lose Jair Alexander this offseason, so they're going to need to grab themselves some cornerback help, which is going to be Maxwell Harrison from Kentucky. From what I saw in their only playoff game, the Vikings need some offensive line help, which is why they're going to take Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. The Texans' offensive line looked terrible last season. Seemed like CJ Stroud was always getting hit, so they're going to get some more help on that O-line and add Tyler Booker, guard from Alabama. The Rams need to add some more defensive help, and I think they're going to take the best defensive player still on the board, which is Jahdae Campbell from Alabama. Ravens could add a wide receiver in this year's free agency, but we haven't been through free agency yet, so I'm going to take a wide receiver in the draft for him. It's going to be Matthew Golden from Texas. The Lions are going to want to add some edge help opposite of Aiden Hutchinson next season, so we're going to have them taking Mike Green from Marshall. Washington needs to grab some pieces over on the defensive side of the ball, so we're going to take Donovan Ezeraku from Boston College. The Bills need help in their secondaries, so I'm going to have them taking Nick Emenware from South Carolina. The Chiefs are going to want to continue to protect Patrick Mahomes, so I believe they're going to take a tackle here. They're going to go Arante Irsay from Minnesota. I have Eagles going defense for the final pick, so I'm going to have them taking Nick Scorton from Texas A&M. We have it Mock Draft 1.0 in the books. Let me know what you think of your favorite team's pick, and we'll be back again next week.